Hey guys, what's up? It's Johnny here and welcome to another episode of The SIC Show. And as always, I am super pumped to be here and I'm here with my main man B. How are you, buddy?
Me look at you.
Me look...
That's pigeon. That's pigeon. Vanuatu pigeon.
Yeah. This week on the show, Brent's got an amazing story of his journey from Vanuatu.
Yeah, and I'm going to inspire you with an incredible image that I took, a happy image from one of the villages in a small island called Emau. And then Johnny's going to give us a tip on post-processing workflow.
Yeah, mastering your post-processing. Let's get into it, bro.
Enjoy.
The SIC Show. Share, inspire, create.com. Share.
So Brent, man, you've just come back from Vanuatu. Tell us all about what you were doing over there.
Yeah, but before I do that, buddy, I got something for you.
Oh, a new sticker for my lappy. Do I get to choose which one?
Yeah, you choose one.
I definitely want the top one.
Okay, you get the top one, I'll use the bottom one.
All right.
Let's put them on.
Let's put them on now.
Stickers on, cool.
And we're back. Check out my sticker, yo. That's pimping.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, there we
awesome,
go.
man.
Yeah,
Thanks
cool.
for the present.
No worries.
All right, so tell us what went on in Vanuatu, buddy.
Yeah, so I basically went with this group of guys from a local church, and what they've done is the community has donated all the stuff, you know, roofing iron and
So what happened,
timber.
What happened over there?
Okay, sorry. Big,
For those who don't know,
big cyclone.
I mean, we know because we're close to there.
Cyclone Pam came through and basically devastated the country, all the islands. So
That was
Vanuatu,
recently, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like
so
a couple of months ago.
2 months ago.
Yeah, wow.
So guys, Vanuatu near Fiji in the South Pacific area, ocean.
Yep.
It's only about 3 or 4 hours flight from Australia, which is good.
Nice and close, yeah.
So a bunch of people donated things from our area and we shipped them over, well the church did at least, and I went over once the shipping containers arrived and we helped distribute the roofing iron and you know, clothing and all sorts of stuff to help the locals. And we also put the roofing iron on and we helped build some houses and fix them.
Yeah,
But we actually went to this island called Emau, which is quite an adventure getting there because you got to cross this channel and it's big seas and you got to take a truck there and the roads are really, really bad, potholes everywhere. And then you got to hike up this mountain, which is an old volcano. And we helped out 3 villages there and we actually I stayed in the chief's hut.
Wow.
At the top.
High rolling, yeah?
Or house, I guess. Yeah.
Nice,
yeah, it
mate.
was good.
Yeah, that's
what
good.
an experience, guys. If you ever get a chance to help out and give back, do it.
Yeah.
It's something, this trip, I'll never forget. It was amazing.
Yeah, yeah. And I think
it was hard work. Like we worked like,
oh, I'm sure, in
like
a hot
slaves,
climate. But that's okay. That's what you're there for, mate.
Yeah.
You're giving your time and give it a bit of your energy. And yeah, but I think it probably grounds you too. You get back and you realise your little problems you got here ain't such, well, you think they're big, but they're only really little compared to what these people have to do.
And they're not, guys. And that's what I've taken away from this. You know, we were talking a lot amongst the other guys, there are 9 of us on this trip, about giving. So we spent our money and we spent our time giving to the communities that are in need. But you know what? I think we got more back by giving. So what I got back was a recalibration. Basically, I can now anchor that Vanuatu trip and say, whatever's happening in my life is not that bad because I've got a roof over my head.
You got a fridge full of food.
I've got electricity, I've got running water.
So you're telling me just to make a cup of tea, you know, they got to go and fetch the water and find a cow and like it's just...
Well, go to the river, get the water, or they actually don't have rivers on this little island we went to, so they've got to catch the rainwater in a tank somewhere. So they've got to go get the water out of the rainwater tank, come back, get firewood, make a fire, boil the water on the fire, then put the tea bags in, and there's no milk. There's no well, the guy that's got the cows, his little place that he milks in was destroyed, so they can't milk the cows now.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so not even any running water, no power.
No power, no running water, nothing really. Not even anything for the crops. They don't have any pesticides for the crops or fertilizer, nothing.
So they just hope that it rains.
Yep.
Yeah.
You plant a seed.
Hope it rains and then you get fed.
Yep.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
that's
guys
crazy,
living
man.
off the land. It's incredible.
Crazy.
And here's an interesting thing. The first couple of missionaries, the Christians that went out to Vanuatu like 100 or 200 years ago, got eaten.
Really? I could do with a couple of steaks taken off me, bro. That's awesome, man. You know what? I always say, you know, like, whatever you put out into the world, it comes back to you tenfold, man. So, you know, you spent that time, you spent a bit of your money, and you put all that, you know, giving out. It'll come back to you, man. It always does. It always comes back to you.
And you know, we're chatting and we're saying, you know, why should you give? Because you get all the stuff back. But you know what? The real reason why you should give is because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
You don't need anything back. You just give. I mean, help people that are in need. Why not?
Yeah. That's it.
Because we can.
That's it. We can. We're so fortunate in the countries we live in. Yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome, man. Great story. Love it, B.
Yeah, awesome.
And thanks for my sticker.
Yeah, no worries.
Inspire.
All right, brother. Inspire us from one of your amazing images you took while you were over in Vanuatu.
Yeah, so this is the one that I really like. The kids down on the village of, the bottom village on the little island of Emau. You know, we took the boat across these big seas. I was scared because I had all my gear with me, all my camera, 2 cameras, you know, 3 lenses and everything. And I thought, you know, there's a good possibility we could, you know, drown or lose it or go
and we all know
or something.
what travel insurance pays for. It's pretty hopeless.
I don't even know if I had any. You know? So anyway, we got across there and I was quite relieved that we didn't drown on the way across, just in this little boat, you know, nothing fancy. And anyway, we got down to this village and they've been devastated.
You can actually see in the background of the image, man, that you're about to show. Look at it.
There's a lot of debris and, you know, roofs blown off and everything. And this is on the beach. I saw these kids playing soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, on the beach. And they're just having the biggest amount of fun. All you need is a football.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's all they really got. They got you know, some of them don't have shirts. A lot of them, that's the only clothing they got. The shorts and the shirt on their back.
Wow, that's
crazy,
it, man.
No shoes. And these guys are having a great time running around playing football. So I got them to sit up on the little, you know, the wall over there, kind of the breakwater wall from the lagoon up to the village.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I just got them, I said, sit over there, and I just took a picture, and that's what I got.
The thing I love about the image, it just screams happiness. You know, this guy here holding the soccer ball in the middle, he's got the biggest grin ever for such a little fella, and man, it just screams happiness. And then when you hear the backstory of an image like this and what they've just been through with the cyclone and that, it just makes something like this even more impressive. Yeah. And I think that's what's so great about photography is the storytelling and the words you can put along with an image. It just makes that image even more powerful. If you had to come across this image and not knowing the backstory, you would have said, "Oh no, I love the image. Look at that screaming happiness." But you hear the backstory and you know what's going on behind the scenes. It makes that image even more powerful for me.
It does, and for me, this image, what it tells me is people have nothing yet they're content. Yeah. Where a lot of us Westerners, we got everything, and we're complaining.
We do,
and we're depressed.
Yeah, we do. We can.
So for me, I'll always anchor on this image. I'll say these guys have got nothing, and they're happy just to be able to run around and play soccer with their buddies, or their cousins, or
awesome, mate.
Whatever.
That's great, mate. Very inspiring.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Create.
So Johnny, I guess you got something to share with us.
I have, guys. I've got it. It's more of a thought, but it's a starting place for your post-processing journey. A lot of the times when we start out, when we're post-processing, buddy, we do what I call the random slider dance. You basically get your image in your post-processing software, Lightroom, Aperture, Photoshop, and you move stuff around and hopefully it starts to look good. You don't really know where to start, and it can be very overwhelming, okay? So I've got this concept. Well, it's not a concept. It's something we've all talked about a lot, but it's something I like to say is like you need to develop a workflow. And I'm saying actually document this thing. Have it down in front of you next to your computer, a step-by-step journey that you take your image on to get to your final product. Yeah. And there's a couple of reasons, the biggest benefits for developing your own workflow. The first one is you always know how to get back to that look that you created in one image. You know what I mean? You know,
so consistent.
Yeah, because you can create consistency across your work. Okay. The second benefit is you can change that workflow slightly as you develop more skills, and you can develop your own style, your post-processing style. That's a big one. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just a very powerful way to go about your post-processing journey. You know, all the way from importing your images to doing your first pass in your raw converter, to moving pixels around, to output, and to backup and storage. Your whole workflow, you have it all documented, and it's just a really powerful way to start to master your post-processing.
Okay, so because I notice a lot of, well, especially me, is I've got a certain workflow, but sometimes I miss things. I might have gaps in my workflow. Yeah. You know, like the backup part is one part that I do manually sometimes. Yep. And, you know, sometimes I'll jump in and I'll do something really quickly, a different kind of workflow. So you know, what you're saying is you should stick to the same things, the same couple of steps every single time.
That's right. And I'm not saying don't get creative. I'm not saying don't try a different post-processing technique, but get your image to that stage where it's imported, it's keyworded, it's backed up, it's sharpened. You've got to that stage where you've done your first lot of processing. You've moved any pixels around you had to remove any unwanted elements, and your image is sitting there, and it's basically ready to go in a portfolio. And at that stage, you could try a black and white conversion. You could try adding some toning with Nick or something different like that, you know? And that's where you can start to get creative. But your basic workflow to get that image to the place where it's captured from the field, where it's backed up at home, ready to go, is, it's good to document that, you know, and have it beside your computer. And as you learn a new technique, as you develop a new style, change that workflow. And, and I'm even saying, you know, start off and have your white balance, set your white and black point. You can have all those things documented in your little workflow. So it just reminds you, because there is a lot of steps. You know, when you're learning, you're so overwhelmed by these things, and there's so many steps, and you think, my God, I'm never gonna get my head around this. But having it documented next to your computer,
like a cheat sheet,
a workflow. Just put your workflow down, like step by step, and change things. You know, having it. If you're like me, you've got it digitally, because I don't do paper.
I like something printed out actually next to my computer.
Yeah, that's it. And you're opposite.
I'm old school. I'm analog.
Yeah, man. You put it on the wall and rock it that way. That's cool. But developing your post-processing workflow is the key to mastering it, man. It is the key, because you basically know what to do every time.
Yeah. Awesome. So have you got a way? Have you got a cheat sheet for us?
I do.
Oh.
I do have a cheat sheet for you.
Yeah.
And I'll put a link down the bottom, and you guys can grab it. And as you guys know, I do shoot a lot more landscape photography, but my post-processing workflow can be used for any type of photography. It's not just locked into a genre.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll add that there, and grab that and use that as a starting point for your own workflow. And as you learn new tips and tricks, and as you develop different styles, modify that workflow so that you know. You know, and you may have different arms. Like I know my one, not the one I'm going to supply, but my more advanced one comes off, and there's a black and white conversion workflow that I like to go through. You know, there's different things like that. You know, you trying different creative crops and different things. You know, man, developing your own workflow is the key to mastering post-processing and developing your own post-processing style.
Definitely.
That's it.
And you know, I can relate to that, because in my photography business, my portrait business, I've got a workflow.
Yep. And
it's got to go through all these steps. If you miss out one step, you don't make the sale at the end.
Yeah. Or you don't back up your images and you lose them.
Yeah. Exactly. That's not a good thing.
You know what? And it saves frustration.
Yeah.
Because you know what you've got to do. You know, on import, you've got to add keywords. You've got to back up to this drive, and you've got to, sort through your images this way. You know, all those things. You just follow it, and you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool, man. That's
awesome.
It. All right, B, that's it for this week, man. Very inspiring stories about Vanuatu. Thank you for sharing, man.
Yeah.
I wish I could have come. It sounds like it was an amazing journey, mate.
It was, man. And I actually forgot to tell you guys, this sarong was actually given to us by one of the ladies whose house we fixed. She's a widow. She's got 5 kids, 5, I think. And we went and put a new roof on her house. So she gave us this. So it's actually got all the islands in Vanuatu on there. So I'll pull them up here so you guys can see. So that's basically Vanuatu, all the islands, and down here, that's where we stayed on that island, and then we went over to Emau, the little island that we helped out on over there. So we crossed that channel over there.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Epic, bro. It sounds like it was one hell of a journey, mate.
Yeah,
and thank you for that image too. Very inspiring, man. And hearing the backstory is just awesome. It's just such...
Yeah. That's my anchor image. I'm going to print that out and put it somewhere so that when life gets tough and you think it gets tough, you look at that and you can see the joy in the kids' faces, and it
takes you back to that place.
Takes me back to, you know what, life isn't that bad.
That's heavy, man. And guys, don't forget to pick up my workflow chart there. There'll be a link there, and print it out, print it big, put it next to your computer and follow that workflow. And if you're having trouble defining any of the steps, I'm in the lounge every day, mate.
Me too.
Yeah. And we're helping photographers just like you master all genres, all parts of their photography, including post-processing. And there's already over $500 worth of courses in there that you get instantly, don't you, mate?
Yeah, totally. And I've put a couple more of my courses in there too. My How to Photograph Kids courses in there now.
That's amazing. And our Mastering Shutter Speed course is in there.
And a few other mini courses. So there's a lot more in the lounge now, guys. So jump in.
Yeah, not only that, you get access to Brent and myself, one-on-one, asking questions, whatever you need, man. We're there to help. So check out the special we have for you. Here's the link. boom, boom, below this video. And been another epic show, mate.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Awesome. See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
To find out more, go to shareinspirecreate.com.